What if I told you that the power of your mind could assist in making you rich? Hey, can you do me a small favor? Please hit that subscribe button if you are finding value in these videos. Thank you. Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Peter Lloyd. Thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World of Wealth, where we discuss all things finance at the level that a primary school student could understand. Okay, now growing up, my father, Jairus' soul, taught me something very important that stuck. He taught me a lot of very important things, but this is one of the things he taught me. He said life is about equilibrium. In other words, life is about balance. And in today's world, we tend to take things to an absolute extreme. So we're going to talk about the power of your mind, your will, and whether or not this can make you wealthy. You ready? Recent scientific evidence seems to imply that a positive outlook, a positive attitude does impact not only generally the quality of your life, so your health, your mental state, your emotional state, and I suspect your financial state. Years ago, I used to listen to a local Jamaican broadcaster by the name of Mutty Perkins, and I started to listen to Mutty Perkins a lot. Now, he was a brilliant journalist, but the truth is generally Mutty Perkins was, in my opinion, a very negative person. And I realized that the more I listened to Mutty Perkins, the more hopeless I felt, the more doom and gloom I felt, the more I felt as if I could not break the cycle of being broke. One day, for whatever reason, I remembered what my dad had constantly told me about balance. Life, son, is about balance. I called my dad, he was alive at the time. And I said, so and so and so. And he said, listen, stop listening to all that news. Stop listening to this individual. And son, as much as you can, avoid negative people, because the fact is, when you have negative energy around you, you can see no way out. There is no light at the end of the tunnel. All you see is darkness. So how does this impact you and your money? Well, let's discuss it in basic terms. If you are in a situation that many of us find ourselves in, especially people who look like us, where things are not going well for you financially, if up here you have already given up, if the people around you are telling you it's hopeless, that business idea that you have is nonsensical, you will always be where you're at, you cannot achieve financial freedom, much less wealth, if people around you keep telling you give up, you're wasting your time, my first advice to you, which is something I did, is get rid of those people. Get rid of them. Run screaming in the next direction. You don't need that kind of energy. Now, there's a difference between someone who's telling you the truth from a place of love. Because sometimes we can come up with ideas that are a little nonsensical. So it's good to find a few people who are going to give you a balanced perspective. Let's say you have a business idea and you go to your friend, Robert. You say, Robert, I have this great idea. Robert says, okay, what's the idea? You tell Robert. Robert gives you his opinion. But there are three challenges in this scenario. One, Robert is not an expert in this field. Robert has never started a business, and Robert has no idea what it's like to build anything from the ground up. So whatever information or opinion Robert has is merely an opinion. It is not informed. What I'm trying to say to you is the obvious. Avoid negative people. You don't need to watch the news 24/7. Be careful of what you do on social media, because there are these things called bots, and of course there's algorithms who take you down a merry path, which is why many of us in the world are at absolute extremities. Many of us no longer believe in balance. It's this or that. So many people now believe that if I am positive alone, if I'm just positive, the money will come flowing. No, it will not. It will assist, because if you're positive, you'll be able to see opportunities where others can't. If you're positive, you will have an energy that says to the universe, which I really believe, whether it's prayer or thought, that I can achieve this. Because the truth is, you must believe you can achieve. So the first thing is, yes, I think, based on my own personal opinion, that if you are constantly surrounded by negative news, negative people, negative energy, the possibility of you achieving financial success becomes nearly zero, because you yourself don't believe you can do it. And the truth is, for you to achieve anything, I don't care what it is. I don't care if you want to become the fastest human being on the planet. I don't care if you want to become the greatest politician, the wealthiest human being. If your belief is, I want to become the greatest teacher. If you don't think there is any chance of you achieving this, that's going to be a problem. And if you compound that with people around you who are telling you you can't, it's even worse. Worse, even worse, worse, as Jamaicans may say. It's not a real word, by the way. Even worse, if you then bring these ideas to people who have no knowledge about what you're talking about, who themselves are negative, this may not go well. So I do believe to some extent that your positivity, your thoughts, can influence the way you develop wealth. And it's not just wealth, because here when we talk about wealth, we're not just talking about finance. We're talking about your health, both your physical health, your emotional health, and your spiritual state of being. We're talking about health in a holistic, in a real way, because all the money in the world is important. Don't get me wrong. I like money. But I also want to be healthy mentally. I want to be healthy physically. I want to be healthy emotionally. That's where the quality of life concept of wealth for us here at Peter Lloyd World comes in. Now, the other thing I want to say to you very quickly regarding the power of the mind. Years ago, I started to read a book called The Secret. And I really got caught up in this book. Great book. But like many things, the challenge I had with this book was that it was from one extremity to the other. You know, just by visualizing the money would just come. No, people, no. The visualization is important, but there must be some work done. Visualization alone can't do it. It is imperative for you to know, let us say your goal is, I'm going to achieve 10 million US. Let's just say you write it down. You get up every morning and you say, I'm going to achieve this 10 million US. But then there are some fundamental steps that one has to do. Yes, your visualization, your board. That's really important because it keeps you focused on what you're doing. And it also means that regardless of whatever challenges you have, you believe deep down that I can achieve this goal of 10 million US. But if that's all you do, you're going to have a problem. Sharika Jackson didn't become the best 200-meter runner we have seen, well, I think personally, of all time, by just writing down, which she said she did. Remember, she actually said, I wrote down the numbers, I wrote down 2140. But she had to do the work. She had to train. She had to get up early in the morning. She had to diet. She had to eat right. She had to do all these very important things. I quickly realized that the problem I had with the secret was that they were saying all you had to do was think it. And the thing is about human beings, you know, we kind of like the short way out, the fast way out. And there's something I need to tell you about the acquisition of wealth, about financial freedom. It's not going to be easy, and you're going to have to do some hard work and some smart work. But the visualization is important. So avoid anything that tells you that just by seeing it, it happens. That is nonsensical. There is no human being I've come across who has proven to me that that works. There must be real application. So I'm saying to you, the visualization is important, the belief is important, the positivity is important, keeping positive people around you is important. But you're going to have to also do some work. You're going to have to learn about finance. You're going to have to learn, how does finance work? How do I achieve financial freedom? How do I go from financial freedom to riches? How do I go from riches to wealth, to generational wealth? So you're going to have to do some reading. You're going to have to do some research. You're going to have to surround yourself with people. Or if you can't access these people directly who have already achieved this, at least read their books. Read their thoughts. Read their ideas. Learn from them. So yes, positivity is important, but done in balance. You're going to have to apply something. You know, it won't just be visualization alone will not do it. Prayer alone, to me, won't do it. Something else has to become a part of the process. Final thing. I know from my own personal experience that the mind is an unimaginably powerful thing. It really, really is. You know, Jamaican people say, and I don't know if it's just a Jamaican saying, or a Caribbean saying, or an African saying, but there's a saying I grew up hearing, which is belief kill and belief cure. And I've seen this. If you really believe something can impact you, it does. So the fact of the matter is, if you really believe that you can achieve economic freedom, wealth, riches, you can achieve it if you're willing to do the necessary work. Basically what I'm saying is your frame of mind is important. You must have a positive outlook. You must be able to see that, yes, we can get through this process. You must believe that you deserve this and you can achieve this. You must keep positive people around you. Do not consume the news constantly, because the news is mostly negative simply because human beings gravitate to negativity more, and the news is trying to make some money. So if you're here on YouTube, you'll see things like 2025 market crash, or the world is coming to an end, or new system. It's glamour, you know, it's to get your attention. Because if it said something like, this way you can actually make real money, that might sound boring and it won't grab your attention. Positivity is important. Your state of mind can assist you in anything: health, wealth, relationships. Keeping the right people around you is really important. I mean, people, I cannot, listen, one of the great things about wealth I have to tell you is if you have the wrong partner, you're in deep you know what. If you choose the wrong person to spend the rest of your life with, I mean, if the person is a spendthrift and you're not, if the person is a negativist and you're a positivist, you're going to have some massive problems. Unless, of course, there's some degree of balance. So in my humble opinion, I mean, and I'm trying to stay away from being too scientific because I know it complicates things for most people. Your books out there you can go and read. All I'm saying to you is this: positivity is important, positive people are important, having the right frame of mind, visualization is important, but you're going to have to work. Avoid negativity. I don't mean don't be informed. I'm saying just avoid people who are just generally negative. Even if they're in your own family, even if it's your partner, you're going to have to avoid them. You can achieve financial freedom. You don't have to be a genius. Yes, you can do this. You have to know you deserve this and you can do this. But remember what I'm telling you. There are going to be challenges. You're going to have to work hard. You're going to have to work smart. You're going to have to put in the work. But this, of course, is my 2 cents. Thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World of Wealth. I hope that made you feel better. And I hope that you learned something. It's simple. The walk away from this is balance. Life is about balance. Anything that takes you from one extreme to the other is not in your best interest. Avoid it. And I know in today's world, it's all about extremities. Balance. Just remember what I told you. And you can do this. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, and hit the like button. Remember, you are royals, kings, and queens. Bless us.